However, Saturday brings a new dawn, and Saturday was really, really great for a number of reasons. Again, because, you know, I was busy doing some press things, there were some elements which I did miss out on, but I was able to catch a bit of corrosion of conformity. The band really excelled in, you know, what they were doing, and it kind of made me realise that, you know, hearing the new material, that maybe I was a little bit harsh when I reviewed their album back in January. And that actually, you know, the material does stack up to the older sort of stuff, so I totally hold my hands up. But following that was Bury Tomorrow. I think the band are proving that they can be, you know, the next level, and they announced some headline dates for the UK in December as well, which is going to be really, really great. But, you know, the tracks like Knife of Gold and Black Flame sounded really big. So I'm really excited to see what the band are going to put forward on this new album. Then I had to run off and do a little bit more press stuff. But I was able to quickly duck out for the Fever 333, which was absolutely mad. I feel like the group really were cohesive, and I think that their debut album is going to be very interesting. Their performance was just so tight, and it's got all of that energy that all of their previous bands kind of embodied. Now, possibly one of my favourite bands of 2018, Rollo Tomassi delivered an amazing set. I remember seeing the guys at the Garage back in April, and it was absolutely phenomenal, and their set at Download was nothing short of the similar sort of thing. I think that Time Will Die and Love Will Bury It is really the apex, and that their live performance was kind of obviously based around that. And, you know, tracks like Aftermath were amazing, and after watching Rollo Tomassi I had to head back and do a couple more press things, and I was walking over to Parkway Drive, which was possibly my most anticipated set of the weekend, and I caught a couple of songs from Blackstone Cherry, which I love Blackstone Cherry. I've got a real soft spot for the guys, and Mary Jane was an absolutely great song, but it was really humbling to see just how many people the band had attracted. And, you know, imagine being support to Guns N' Roses. That's such a big deal. But the band for me of the whole festival was Parkway Drive. Parkway Drive were, honestly, if this was going to be a potential watershed moment for Parkway Drive, this is it. I mean, the amount of hype that's been around Reverence, and the amount of energy that it's brought forward was just absolutely insane. And I'm pretty sure that the second stage was the most full I've ever seen it. Parkway Drive brought their full kit with them. There was fire everywhere, and the drums were actually spinning. It was really one of those pinch yourself moments where you're like, these guys really are going to be the next big festival headliners. And I think that Parkway Drive deserve it. You know, they've worked incredibly hard, and they're a band which really embody that ethos that I think that Download kind of thrives on. The band ended on Bottom Feeder, which, as you can imagine, was an absolutely incredible performance. Guns N' Roses came on, and we watched them for about half an hour, and then decided to head off to the Dogtooth stage to check out Thy Art Is Murder, opening with Dear Desolation. It was everything you would predict from a Thy Art Is Murder performance. The music was incredibly tight. CJ was on form, talking about dedicating Meghan Markle, it was anal sex, to, I think it was hate, and the band played Holy War as well. And also for a tent, I feel like the acoustics were really, really great as well. Thinking that we were missing November Rain, we ran out of the tent and checked out Guns N' Roses. And I have to say, as much as Guns N' Roses did play for about 3.5 hours, it was kind of nice because you could, you didn't have to stay in one spot for the entire event. I went to the toilet and literally as I was there, Sweet Child of Mine started playing and I was in the guest area, so I had to run back to make sure I didn't miss any of it. Luckily I didn't. And they were just, they were barreling out hits after hit. Welcome to the Jungle. Later on there was Knocking on Heaven's Door, which was amazing. Axl Rose's performance, it was really, really good. Like, a lot better than I was expecting. Following their performance of Paradise City, which was like, oh my god, that was like a boyhood dream moment. The fireworks were just nuts. I also wanted to take a moment to talk about the amenities. I think that the food and drinks were absolutely amazing throughout this festival. I think it's meant to be one of the cleanest festivals they've had so far in terms of recyclable products. And the idea of taking your cup back, it was really great to see so many people do that and not actually just leave them on the floor anymore. Download's got great food, and this time I feel like the prices were even more reasonable than normal. But, and this is where things kind of go completely wrong, and this is where it becomes the worst weekend. So it took us about 2 hours, or maybe 2.5 hours, to get back to our hotel from the cab rank, which was a bit of a nightmare. It was nothing compared to waking up and realizing that I didn't have my wallet. I don't know if it was it might have been stolen when I was waiting in line, because I know that my fiancée Laura paid for the cab, but it could have been left in the cab. I'm not entirely sure, but this obviously put a massive spanner in the works. I also had £70, which I'd just taken out, my driver's license, my train tickets home, so I was completely screwed. And this is the point where, unfortunately, I had to call it a day. And it really, really got to me, because I would have loved to have seen so many bands on Sunday. Cradle of Filth opened up the main stage and it was like one of the biggest shows they've played at Download. I wanted to see Hatebreed. I'd never seen Body Count before. Creator are always amazing. Meshuggah, Meshuggah. Of course, Ozzy Osbourne, one of the biggest names in metal ever, and from the birthplace of heavy metal. And I also had to cancel all my interviews that were scheduled that day. However, despite this pretty crappy luck, there were some amazing, amazing moments. I was able to interview Winston from Parkway Drive. I got to see Guns N' Roses for the first time. I had some of the best memories I can ever think of with my friends, and everyone helped me out when they could, which was absolutely amazing. And I also want this to make sure that you guys understand that none of this was affected by the bands. The bands and everything to do with Download was absolutely incredible. I think that this is potentially the best Download they've done yet. But, life can be a bit crappy sometimes, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one who had somewhat of a bit. But I also want to apologise and say I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to give you guys like a full in-depth review of the festival. So I really, really do apologise, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to like literally everyone. I want to say thanks to LD for sorting the press accreditation. It was absolutely amazing. All the PR guys, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without my friends and my absolutely amazing fiance. I want to say thanks to all the bands I chatted to, any people I met. It was really, really cool. I'm gutted I couldn't have chatted to some of you guys, but I had an amazing festival experience. It was a mixed bag, but sometimes, things don't always go according to plan. Tickets for next year's Download at 2019 go on sale on the 13th of June. And the festival will run from June 14th till June 16th. So make sure you put it in your diary, because I certainly will be. And I'll be putting a hell of a lot more SD cards and all sorts of other stuff. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my recount of what my download experience was like. Let me know what yours was like, and I'm sure that you had an amazing time. Thanks again for watching. If you did enjoy this little overview, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also check out my Apocalyptic Anniversary series over on Metal Sucks. I've got heaps of interviews coming from download which are going to be absolutely awesome. You'll enjoy all of them. I'll see you guys later on this week for another review.